Yo, what's up? It's gonna be a Scooby-Doo centric episode. Cause I really like Scooby-Doo. Um, you may ask why. Response is autism, but also because I just finished Scooby-Doo Apocalypse and it was fucking great. And now I just kind of want to talk about Scooby-Doo for a while. So fucking what's the Scooby-Doo coming after you? Gonna solve that. And this is an outdated like fucking bitching moment. But how the fuck has Multiverses still not put any other Scooby-Doo characters in there? You have Velma and that's it. Like I get they were doing that because Velma's releasing soon. But like you could oh no I'm retarded. All right, hear me out. This is my idea for like a Multiverses Scooby-Doo character. It sucks that it has to be for Multiverses, but it's the only fighting game that that any of the Scooby characters are playable in, so we're gonna roll with it. It should be like the monsters, and you like switch costumes to get like slightly different effects or something, or like all of the like it's the character's a guy, and then his fucking moves. These are two totally different character concepts, basically, but I like both of them, so I'll explain both of them. One of them, just a dude, and all of his attacks involve him putting on a costume to do the attack. So you like the pterodactyl monster flying up. You can do like your side special would be like the fucking the Scooby gear with the fucking skeleton on his face, like running at you. You could do down special could be like the fucking the like I guess the Phantom. I don't know. They had a different name for him because the Phantom's a ghost. But is it Ghoul? No, because the Ghoul is the big, not Frankenstein, but the dude who kind of looks like Frankenstein. No, or is he the creep? But whatever. The ghost with chains on their fucking wrists to like weave through people, or the other one is it's a guy who has like I don't know 3 or 4 different forms, kind of like Pokemon trainer. And each of them are a different, like, villain from the Scooby franchise, bro. A different villain from the I don't know why I said it like it's a fucking DC character. The different fucking monsters and shit, bro. You can get real creative with it, but it seems like the Scooby characters they have in there, the Velma and Shaggy, are both more like a classic one. I know, obviously, Shaggy is based on the joke, but it still does feel like the classic designs. Maybe what's do Scooby-Doo at the latest, but I really do think it's based on the classic 60s up to maybe, not Pup Named Scooby-Doo, the Scrappy one. That was, I know it's bad, but I have nostalgia for it, because it was on Boomerang as a kid. Out here going, when I come. That was bad. I don't know, not all of it will be Scooby-Doo, because I have problems focusing, but a lot of it will be... I also wanted to talk about the Dark Knights of Steel new Deathstroke thing that came out, right? I don't know if it's new, I don't know when it came out, but I just listened to it. I really enjoyed it. I'm very partial to Deathstroke, and while I do think the supporting characters are a little meh, I think the overall story is really good. I think the Deathstroke arc fits Deathstroke really well. Of course, it's like, you know, it's the very standard him being a villain to hero, but it's I still fucking enjoy it. God, my house fell. We can't let that shit happen. Otherwise, Goku Black will take over this. I like how they used the green and how they did use the. There's a little kid whose magic can like restore the light in the world because the whole world is all black and white, and they do that by having all the pages be like black, white, and gray until like the kid does his whole magic, and then the act like the color we see changes, and that's very cool. I think the fight scenes are awesome, and they utilize their like time period and like weapons really well. And I think a way that not all of like not Dark Knight of Steel necessarily, because I overall have liked what I've seen of those, but like whenever you have medieval superheroes, I feel like sometimes they just end up fighting exactly the same with no changes for like the era, besides like he has guns, so he uses bows, right? But I think having him use the axes and how he uses the axes, and how he fights does feel like what Deathstroke would do at that time period, and that goes for the characters that you see. I haven't read or I haven't finished the Batman one. So I don't know if Prince Bruce is from that, but I'm pretty sure he is, because isn't that about the kingdom of Cal, whatever, Kal-El? No, Kal-El is his name. It's the kingdom of El with Batman and shit. I'm glad that as time has gotten on, the fucking live action Scooby Doo's have gotten the praise and love that they fucking deserve, because those movies are fucking peak cinema, dude. Whether like I'm about to do I was about to like sell y'all on it. Y'all already know it's goated. Y'all know it's goated. We got the Mulligan Daphne Black Belt scene where she fights that big ass bald fuck, and then all the weird fucking gremlin creatures were amazing. Uh, those fucking cowards didn't let Velma be gay in that movie, because that's what James Gunn originally wanted to do. Is it James Gunn? I think it's James Gunn, right? I'm pretty sure it's James Gunn. But that's what he wanted to do, but they're like, no, we need a male love interest for Velma. And that's why Seth Green's in the fucking movie. But, I mean, I guess that got the Robot Chicken sketches made, so it might be worth it. It might be worth it, to be honest. Those are fire. Uh, and I think it's also genuinely funny, uh, and two has, I think, peak fart joke when they're in the fucking room. I know it's stupid. I know it's ridiculous. That scene is fucking awesome, right? And then it is genuine. They have love for Scooby Doo, bro. In the second one, they have the bar with all the different fucking villains, and then Scooby has a dance scene in it when he's posing with them, and they actually use the names from the different characters that get captured. They give a lot of love to like some weird like forgotten monsters in the second one. And then I just really like the sets in the first one. It's really fun. I really like it. I think the oh my god, my goat. He played Shaggy. He still plays Shaggy to this day. He played William Afton in the FNAF movie. He was in 13 Ghosts. I keep wanting to say Matthew, but I don't think that's right. It wasn't Matthew. It's fucking Matthew Lillard. Does so good as Shaggy that he still plays Shaggy to this fucking day. And I feel like that should be appreciated. I think Freddie Prinze Jr. was a great casting just because he just looks like Fred. Right? I know he has like the black hair normally when he's doing his like the spiked hair and shit. When he's doing all his rom-com shit, but that motherfucker looks like Fred if you put on like the haircut, right? Obviously the haircuts are fucking different, but they're gonna be different. It's not gonna be. You know what I'm fucking saying. I want to recommend a couple of videos. One of them is trying to make the worst fighting game stage possible, and the other one is Eternal formats in card games, or Eternal format card games, something like that. I'll put it on the screen, right? Go watch them. They're like genuinely really good videos with like production value besides this. And now to the reason we made the video. Scooby-Doo Apocalypse is fucking I think it's the best of like the adult adaptations of Scooby-Doo, or at least tied for the best with the Scooby-Doo project, which is peak cinema. And it's free on YouTube if you want to watch it. It's so fucking cool. It's the best. It's fucking phenomenal, bro. They did all the monsters. I think it was really good. And it was cool to see the Western comic art style as opposed to the cartoon art style. Things I love. They are very different, and so it's cool to see the contrast. And I did listen to the whole story rather than read the whole thing, because I didn't have the money to buy it right now, but I wanted to consume it. But I did check the art for all the monsters and the characters, like I pointed out. But characters, Shaggy. Whoa, hold on. Whoa, son of a bitch! It was finally set up. All right, it's not really fixed, but fucking Piccolo and Gohan can chill at Kami House. The only thing that like I really wanted to get is Dominic on top of Mimic, because that's my son right there, and family Dominic died. Uh, but Shaggy, Fred, Velma, Daphne, Scooby, Scrappy, Skippy, Daisy, I think it's her name. I'm editing right now. I just wanted to throw in the fact that both Skippy and Daisy are references to other characters. There was Skippy Doo and Skippy Jenkins in the original '60s series, and uh, Daisy is usually part of the Blake family, most famously in Mystery Incorporated, where she is like Daphne's famous scientist sister. And I think those are the ones that I mentioned. It's not going to be like a full story review or tell you everything that happens. I think those are kind of pointless, really, because like let me rephrase that. I think it's pointless for me to do because like I'm not gonna do the work that like better YouTubers will do for that kind of content, right? So if I sat here and was just like, okay, then they went to the mall, and then they built a society in the mall. Oh shit! Wait, Fred died, and I forgot to shit. Now I have to like, well, I'm not gonna do that. But those are like important characters. And then these are the two brothers, the burnt one and the not. I don't think I mentioned them, but I might because they're important in parts of they're kind of important in parts of the story that I like. And I kind of want to talk about part of it, so this way, all the smoke in this blinker is so fucking thick. Like the hits look fucking like they look like they do in movies and shit, bro. Shit. Alright, the same was unnecessary, but I had to show I'm not a bitch. Yeah. I really do like these versions of the characters, right? For Scooby Doo Apocalypse. This is what we were talking about originally before I did that whole fucking pointless bullshit. Uh, I think the versions of all the characters are really fucking good. Um, I think the only one I don't really like is Fred, and he's kind of a bitch, which is like, yeah, it's kind of his like his whole character arc and shit. But like the character arc is so fucking fast. Um, and I understand why because they had to kill Fred off in a very specific way to lead to the ending, right? Um, and that works with like this specific thing of the story, and it needs to happen at this time, and you couldn't, they weren't gonna be able to like Rick remender it and like devote an entire issue to like one portion of a character's flashback, right? I love Rick Remender. Also, that's not an insult. It's amazing. I think it's so good. Deadly Class is my favorite fucking comic of all time. And I'm kind of scared to make a video on it because I don't think I can do justice to it. There's just so much there and so much that I love that it would take a long time. But we're gonna be able to do that in this book because it's Warner Brothers, it's Scooby Doo. They're not gonna like you suddenly have to sort of rush through it. But I felt like they made him such a bitch that the transition into like having a backbone felt like rushed, and I was not a huge fan of it. That could also just be the downside of having the audio drama, because obviously I can't read the full thing. I can't like take my time and absorb the information and such in the same way, but I feel like that doesn't exactly work because like when I'm listening to the Flash War, I think those character arcs are still paced like really well. I can tell that even though I'm not reading it, so I don't think that exactly works, but it is possible, which is why I don't acknowledge it. But I think everyone else is really cool. I think Daphne being like I want to say neglected, but kind of slightly abused, like child into this like defamed journalist who now does like an internet fucking ghost story show. Velma being the government scientist who gets tricked into causing the end of the world, or the Scooby-Doo apocalypse. Sorry, is cool. I really like it. I like her work, and then Shaggy being the dog tamer. that she worked with on Project Smart Dog, which is how Scooby and Scrappy met. And through most of it, Scooby is like he's very intelligent on the inside, but he can't really speak super well. Be, or well, he's that's not true. He's more intelligent than an average dog, but he's not like super smart. But it turns out it's because the chip didn't even have energy. So later in the book, he becomes a fucking genius, and it's awesome. And I love Smart Scooby. Because I know they've done like Scooby Doo's that are just like a person, but I love like Super Genius Scooby. That shit's awesome, bro. Uh, but Shaggy is his dog trainer and worked and then was part of the testing that Velma used, and then Velma was an informant for Daphne, and Daphne's cameraman is Fred, and they've been like not together, but they've been friends since college, and then being together the whole arc, and Velma and Shaggy look kid. It's really good. It's really cool. Um, okay, but back to the point. I think the character arcs work really well, and they do all feel faithful to the Scooby Doo characters. They feel like different. They feel like versions of them, obviously, but they're with how they're fleshed out and like the character dynamics. You can still like absolutely feel the original characters in all of them, except for Fred. But I already mentioned that in the beginning. Also, he doesn't do any traps, and that fucking pisses me off. I guess it kind of does at the end, but not really. That's like so. That's so barely. That's so barely counts because it doesn't. Because it Velma makes it, and Fred just lures the dude into it. It's no. Does not count. Does not fucking count. Um, I gotta do some shit. So, I'll record the rest of this in a minute. But I just want to let y'all know I am about my shit. Okay, I'm back. While we're talking about dogs, mine fucking guilt tripped me into playing with my Ribbit, so I did that. And then I'm gonna finish this and then go do that again. But uh, I wanted to finish the video first. Scrappy in this is fucking amazing. He's one of my 3 favorite characters, which it feels gross to say, but it's true. Favorites is Scrappy, Scooby, Shaggy. I'm a basic bitch. What can I say? Um, But his arc in this is really good, from going from like Scoob's bully to then like realizing that it's okay to be friends with everyone after being like this fucking arrogant dickhead for a lot of his life. It's cool. I really like his story. It's probably one of my favorites, and I love him and Daphne's little monster hunting expeditions. I think they're very cool little sequences and have really dope moments in it. Editing me once again. I just wanted to say the Daphne Scrappy pairing is very cool because that's the original like Scooby Gang character they added to the Scooby Doo and Scrappy series. They wanted to bring in another character to help ratings, and they brought in Daphne. So I think Daphne and Scrappy team up. I like when Scrappy calls the little dude the M word. Well, it is very fun. That feels fucky to say. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like one thing it was just me, but like it's really not my slur. Well, and it could bother somebody who comes across this video. I don't want to make their day worse. So yeah, we'll keep. God, I feel like such a. I think Daphne being like, started talking about her how she was sort of abused, but basically in this one she turned into like the not soulless, but like the can't show emotions, always really like hard, pause, doesn't get close to people, and I think her arc with that is really cool. And then I like Daisy, but I'm kind of a sucker for the whole like someone who goes from like being sedated and shit to being like super powerful or becoming like competent again. Um, sorry, I thought or in Daisy's case became like really competent again because she was before she got uh, sedated, and I think that's cool. I do like. I don't know how I feel about the nanites. I think it's I would have preferred it to be a real virus, but I guess this is I don't know. This is their way for doing it, and as long as it gets the monsters there, that's awesome. And I love Shaggy and Scooby, but they really are still just like Shaggy and Scooby, but like made more adult. Right? They're relatively stagnant characters. Same thing with Velma. They're all really good. I really enjoyed them. I think this is like the best way to write Scooby, especially a smart Scoob. Because that's a relatively controversial topic in the Scooby Doo fan base. Some people like it, some people don't. I think if you're gonna do it though, that's the way to do it. And I do like his little glasses; they're fucking adorable. Sorry, I was hurting my dog. And yeah, it's just a really good time. Yeah, I really enjoyed everything about it. I really recommend any of you read it or listen to it. It was from the comic historian and R.I.P. Benny. I don't want this to be disrespectful, but some of his noises and voices in this one are especially funny. I'm sorry, I feel disrespectful, but it's funny. It's funny, and I do, all respect to him, all respect to his family. Uh, Rest in peace. He really did seem like a good dude, but the voices in there are kind of entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's a bit about it. So, uh, it's been real. It's been fun. Hasn't been real fun. Fuck you.